Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Adam McKola TV. This is another Straight Up MUFC. I am Adam. He is Dean. We are back for another chat. And of course, you guys in the comments today, we need you lot being involved as well, giving us your comments, giving us your thoughts on the things that we are discussing today. And one of the topics that we picked up from the Discord group that is for members only on Adam McKola TV, we've got a small community going on over there. And they asked us a question today that we're going to start this video off with, which is one of the topics I like is who is our best option long-term to partner Maguire. So this is obviously a discussion on who is in our best defense, but also who is our best defender, because I feel Eric Bailly is our best defender. That's why I was so confident to put that as the title, because I knew I was going to say that quote in this video. Eric Bailly is our best defender. All he needs to do is prove his fitness. How do you feel about that, Dean?
Yeah, I tend to agree, and like funny enough, I've got a soft spot for Bailly also. However, his injury record ain't the greatest. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of Lindelof. I think on paper, Lindelof, he complements him very well because he's very tidy at feet, and he kind of complements like Maguire's. You know, Maguire's more kind of put his head where man wouldn't put their foot, whereas Lindelof is more the composed centre back. And obviously, like you kind of think, you know, with majority of successful defensive partnerships, you usually have that kind of mix. You know, like your Rios and your Vidic, your John Terry, Carvalho. You see it similar across the world. But I mean, for me, I'd go with Bailly, but his injury record ain't the greatest.
What is it about Eric Bailly that you think? Okay, do you agree that at the moment that Harry Maguire is our best defender because obviously he's the one that's played the most at the moment?
Yeah.
In the current lineup.
Yeah, I think you have to go with Maguire. And
okay, so what is it about Eric Bailly that when he's fit and playing, that Eric Bailly is better than Harry Maguire, in your opinion?
Better than Maguire?
Because you just said he's our best centre back, best defender. So
yeah, I mean, for me, well, I was more to partner Maguire. I mean, technically, I mean, I think Bailly probably is our best centre back. Tell you the truth, I think as a striker, I think he'd be a nightmare to play against. I remember when he first came, and I think we had a Charity Shield, and he played it. I know Vardy ain't the top of the top in the world, but I remember just a couple of the interactions and the challenges he put on Vardy, and I was thinking, mate, we got a defender here, and like he ain't gonna take no shit. And again, I don't think strikers want to play against him. I just think, like I said, he's fast, he's strong. It's similar as a Maguire, who put his head where a lot of people won't put their foot. He's decent at feet. I wouldn't say he's as good as probably Maguire or Lindelof at feet, but he's not. He's no Chris Smalling at feet. But
see, I think that's actually one thing that I would say. I think Harry Maguire probably edges him a little bit in terms of bringing the ball out from the back.
100%.
But one of the things that Victor Lindelof has frustrated me with has been his tendency to give the ball away when taking it out from the back. And I think Eric Bailly is better in terms of beating the press, in terms of beating the players that come onto him, and in terms of releasing the ball and passing on. Muji Raza in the comments on YouTube, because we are live on Facebook as well, says, hell yeah, best by 100 miles if he can stay injury-free. Fearless, speed, anticipation, tackling, confidence. Lad's got everything which no other defender of ours has got. And yeah, I just think the same way that his is not a level above. I don't think it's that clear. But if I was to rate all of our defenders, he's definitely in the top two. And actually, the best I've seen of him and the best I've seen of Mcguire and the best I've seen of Lindelof, I think Eric Bailly tops them. Now, there's also talk of, obviously, you can bring Axel Tuanzebe as well, which one of the comments did. I can't find that at the moment.
I see that. Axel Tuanzebe, our best defender, Bomo. I see that.
Yeah, so we obviously had a few that have said Axel Tuanzebe in the comments as well. Which is interesting. Yeah, Darcy Sweeney, who's a member on Adam McKola TV. You can become a member by clicking join. He's saying Axel Tuanzebe is our best defender by a mile. But much like Eric Bailly, probably just hasn't proven it yet. In terms of a partnership, because that was the original question that we got. Who gave us that question again in the Discord. Let me just find that. It was from Gavin Sweeney. Who do you think Maguire's best partner is? Because we kind of set on the fact that Harry Maguire is going to be first choice given his captain.
Yeah, and his price tag. For me, I think it probably will be it probably will be Lindelof, but I'm not a massive fan of him. I think he's he can't header. He's not. Again, I think if it's like we're not going to play against him every week, but if we're playing against, say, a Troy Deeney, I know your man's just going to sit on Lindelof. And I think other strikers, if you've got your head screwed on, I think you just do the same thing, innit? Like he doesn't like physical interaction with anyone. And like I say, he's as good as he reads the game. I just don't think he's that great. I mean, I do agree with the point about Axel Tuanzebe. I mean, when he was playing Villa week in, week out and got them promoted, I thought if we don't let him go back on loan to the Villa, I would have assumed he'd come straight back. He'd look to be bursting into the team, but he can't.
But injuries, he probably would have, right? Because were you at the Liverpool game with us, or is that one that my brother went to? By the way,
I'm trying. It's been so long since we've been to
the 1-1 with Rashford scored. But anyway, in that game, Axel Tuanzebe was going to start. He didn't start because of injury in the warm-up, and then has never been seen again after that, really. And that was probably the time. Do you think his chance has gone a little bit? I mean, he may end up leaving the club in the summer, or do you think we'll keep him around?
I think I can't see as much as, I mean, I've said it before myself. Koulibaly or something. Like, if he was to get another defender, but I don't see, if we were to reach to strengthen the squad, I just don't see Ali strengthening centre back again after you just spent like 80 million on Maguire. And like I say, by his first season, literally, I remember by his first season, we were just thinking, bro, if we've got someone to partner him, we're going to be on stuff, innit? And again, with his injuries, it just didn't happen. Like Lindelof showed little glimpses of it, got linked with Barca, and everyone's lost their head and thinking he's like, like he's like a second coming of Rio or something, but I just don't think it's happened. But I mean, for Tuanzebe, I think there's still. Do
you think you're being a little bit harsh on Lindelof? Do you think we're being a little bit harsh on Lindelof, saying that maybe we need to strengthen in that position, or what do you think? Let us know in the comments as well. But what do you reckon?
I just don't think that it's not nailed. The fact that he hasn't nailed down the position, and like I say, Bailly's been injured, tells you enough there. Like I say, that's why. Like I say, I think Tuanzebe, I think he's still got a chance, because like I said, I don't think we buy another centre back. And like I say, he's a top centre back.
It's a lot of money for a centre back as well, especially if we're looking on a centre back that improves what we've got. Because I don't think there's any point signing a mid-level centre half, especially when you got Axel and Bailey that potentially go into whenever the next season is, or the rest of this season as the third and the fourth choice. I don't think you really strengthen on that unless you spend around 50 to 80 million on a centre back, and we're probably not going to do that this summer at all.
No, I can't see that. I can't see that myself. So, I mean, I think that space is open, but for me, I think, like I said, I'd love Bailly to be there, because them two as centre back pairing would just, if we could get, obviously you're probably going to get 38 games out of a duo, but 30 games plus between them two, I think we'd do all right in the league, to be honest.
So Maguire and Bailly is our best centre half pairing.
For me, 100%.
Who at left back?
Well, Ashley Young ain't here no more, so I suppose you're gonna have to go with Shaw, innit? I do like Brandon Williams, innit? But again, defensively, I don't think he's young, innit? So he needs to learn, and I just think there's a lot of other positions in our team where we're giving youth a chance, and I just don't think left back's one of them that we can allow for many mistakes. So you have to go with Shaw. Shaw's look good, to be fair. Like,
do you not think? I feel like Brandon's better than Shaw, even last season.
Going forward, don't get me wrong. I think his enthusiasm and his like the fact that he just doesn't seem to be scared to attack people, I think gives us a different edge going forward. But defensively, I'd still back Shaw all day, to tell you the truth.
We got Ethan Laird coming through as well. We obviously haven't been able to see much of him because of, I think he possibly would have got the chance if he was fit when Brandon Williams got the chance. Obviously, the thing with Luke Shaw is we've seen his best games at left centre back. We're not going to play three centre backs every single week, and his flaws are going forward where we need our fullbacks to be strong. And yes, when Marcus Rashford comes back, you can probably get away with it a little bit more because he doesn't have to go forward as much. But I think when you look at his best performances this season, coming from that left centre back position, I think that says all you need to know about him as a fullback. Personally,
yeah, and I do agree. Like he has had some good performances there, but I think like he's been improved going forward, and I think that if we do revert back to a back four, I think for me he would be the number one pick at left back. To tell you the truth, like I said, I'm a fan of Williams, but I think he's still got a lot to learn, and especially if we're like I say, I don't even know if we carry on this season, but to push on, I think you probably want to. If it was me running the squad, I want the most experienced people in the team, and Shaw's been around for a long time, so I would go with Shaw there, in my opinion.
Right back's obvious one, isn't it? He's got that lockdown for the foreseeable. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, like the guy is just insane, man. Like I said it time ago. I think it's been reiterated. I think by Carragher and that, but I think one-on-one, I think he's probably for a one-on-one duel. I think he's probably the worst player to come across in world football. Like, you know, like
it's ridiculous.
Obviously, like it's funny because you see all these little memes on Twitter. You know, like Firmino when he did him once, and then you know, like but it's like they edit it, so it's like he can get the crossing, but it's like, bro. Sometimes I think I'm not suggesting that he lets man go past him so he can catch them, but sometimes it's like he'd rather he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go, so you think you've done me, but really I'm gonna just do you. And when you try something else, I'm
gonna do you in a better position where I can get the tackle in, not hurt myself, get the ball cleanly. He's a very shrewd defender, and it's incredible because he started off as a winger. Like to have that nous is pretty good, and obviously I think he's been getting better going forward as well, where there was question marks over him at the start of the season. But I felt he was kind of hamstrung by the fact that right wing's just dead, like for us. Like we had Daniel James contributing in the early part of the season, but then after that we didn't have much going on there. It was almost him on his own. So yeah, man, Wan-Bissaka, definite.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the fact that when he came in as well, massive price tag on it, and meant like. No one's even questioned it since then, really, and like that is like I say, he cost peas and that at the time. I kind of like myself and that like thing is his brother. I know he's good at Palace and that, but can he kind of cut it at United? And he's literally like I don't know, like you know, with some players like the pressure gets to them. It's a big club, etc. Doesn't seem to happen to him at all, and that he's just kind of took to a duck to water, really. That United like literally carried the form that he had at Palace straight to United.
Shamir Qureshi says, "What about Delo?"
Man's done out here, bro.
No, really?
Oh, he's done, bro.
No. You scored against Cammy, don't forget.
Nah,
really? Why do you think that?
When he comes on, the man, he looks like a winger, Like I just think as a right back, the man ain't got a clue. Like he's just not good enough as a defender, and it like even a wing back, I don't know, like a positional player, I just think's a bit mad. You can. He looks easy on the eye, like you know, like you've got that. He looks like an early Cristiano Ronaldo, like you know, doing the step overs, and everyone's thinking, like maybe he couldn't it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're gonna do what Ronaldo did and just tighten everything up, but it's like Ronaldo when he first came, it's like all he had was a step over, and it's like I just don't see Delo going anywhere. Like I thought he had a good whip to be honest, but he don't get enough assists, man. Like maybe that's because of who we're playing up front at times. You're whipping in balls, and it's not really gonna work, but. For me, I can't. Me personally, I think he gets sold soon. In my opinion.
Our man Ashley on Facebook says rather develop Laird than gamble with Delo.
Big up Ashley from back in the day. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Delo's a gamble, bro. Obviously, again, is
it really? I don't know.
Who even knows that? Who even signed him? You get me? Was it
Jose's been linked with a move back to Spurs as well.
Bro, if they offered big dough, I'd probably take it, bro. Because he did say at the time, I kind of when I saw him, like I thought he was saying
he said he's the best young fullback in the world.
Yeah. Going forward, like I say, he looks like a winger, but going backwards, he's not a defender, man. Like I don't know, he's literally the opposite of Wan-Bissaka. Maybe that's what it is. You get me? And I don't even want to say he's not even on. Trent's obviously done well, but I'm not gonna say he's on his level. But it doesn't even strike me that he's as good as him. Like going forward, like I don't know, like what does everyone else think? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a few people. John agrees with you. He says Delo is shy. Prabhav says he wants to keep him even more now because Jose wants him. There's been links.
Bro, sell him. Sell him.
Going to Jose Mourinho Spurs.
I'd sell him straight away.
Jamie Bayer looks on the good side and says we've got great competition for fullbacks at the moment.
I don't know. The one thing he did do good, yeah, and I'll never take this away from him. Yeah, he was the one who took the shot against PSG, and because even that, I think he was going over, and that's what I'm saying. It's like your biggest impact.
The people in the comments have been speaking about that. Joel said, "No way was that shot going in."
That's what I'm saying. The biggest contribution is the fact that you shot and it was going over, and then you get a penalty. Fair play, but I can't see him staying. To tell you the truth, I can't see it, man. I don't know about you, innit? What are you saying? Like, you're saying
I like him, you know. I've thought keep him, which is decent. Or he can play on the left, he can play on the right.
He's not Ronaldo.
I'm not saying he's a fullback though, isn't it? And I think getting forward is all right. It looks better when it's like Luke Shaw in the sense that it looks better when we play with 3 centre backs. But I don't see an issue with him keeping him there. As competition, but like you say, if they offer 30 million for him,
30 million, oh, bro, I'll drive him there myself for 30 million. If this is Football Manager, you offer me 30 million for Delo, I'm snapping your hand off, man. Like, I'll go get that youth from Norwich or whatever. That I can't even remember that.
Max Aarons.
Yeah, I'd go grab him or something. Like, I don't know. It's like he's just one of them. Like I say, he's one of them right backs that wears vapors and that. Like he looks sick. But he's not good enough, man. Not good enough. Especially, like I say, the levels that Wan-Bissaka has set. Nah, you can't go from Wan-Bissaka to him because he's just a lot. Even if you're the low end, I'll be wounded, bro. If the man I'm replacing is Wan-Bissaka and how dominant he is, and then his defensive ability is what it is, and it's very peak, man. It's like. Again, like that I think the gap from how good attacking, how good Delo is attacking to Wan-Bissaka, that gap isn't as big compared to how poor a defender he is compared to Wan-Bissaka. The gulf is massive, so not for me.
As he says, AWB is the best right back in the world, or fighting. So link up with Padsy if you don't agree. Jeremy Vayet says, and this is a segue onto the next topic. Aaron, for me, as in Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is the best player of the season with Marcus Rashford. Who do you think is the player of the season for Man United if the season's to end now?
I think Maguire's had a decent season, like I know he's not set the world of like a light, and he's had a decent season. Wan-Bissaka has a decent season defensively. Rashford has played well, but he's been a bit injured. Bruno's what we saying Bruno now? What he's about a couple of good games.
I can't see.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just don't believe you've said Maguire.
Fred, bro. Without
you're saying Fred. Gareth Higgins is saying Rashford or Fred. You mentioned both of them there. Prabhav says Fred has to be player of the season.
100%. Fred's robbing nuts, man. And enough people was talking bare crud on his name, and he's robbing sick, man. And he's like, especially in the last couple of months, he's been a joke, man. Like he's in the middle. Like to me, he's imperative to whatever personnel we play, be it Matic, Pogba, Bruno, whoever. I think Fred has to play. I think if Jose had this Fred, obviously he needs time to settle in. But I think if Jose had this Fred, I don't know if he probably still has a job. I don't know, like. But a lot of people probably disagree with that. But I think if Fred was showing this form when we signed him, this is probably why, like I say, I think City were apparently after him. He wasn't as great when he first came. But to me now, Fred's been insane, man. I think he's in the middle, like obviously we've had other people who's probably done more to capture headlines, like your McTominays and Bruno of late. But I think Fred's definitely been our best player. What's happening? Man's here by myself, not what going on. So yeah, man. I know what's happened to Adam and that. What's the comment saying? Yeah, Jose didn't want to play. Is he back again? Back again. What happened to you, bro? I was like,
I was
into the comments and that, like,
I was in the middle of talking and it just dropped out. So I don't know what's wrong with the internet connection. But I switched over to my phone ASAP and just came on. Right, what I was saying was, who is player of the season? We were talking about Fred, Rashford. You carried on the conversation, I'm guessing, with everyone else.
Who are you saying? I'm saying Fred, innit?
Wan-Bissaka's been better than Fred.
Nah.
If Rashford's season continued, Rashford. But you can't say, if you can say Rashford, you can make arguments for Marshall, Maguire, because he's had a dip and then a rise. You get me? So I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's the only one that's been 7, 8, 9 out of 10 every game. He hasn't had a bad game.
Yeah, but there's been games where you've done your job defensively, but you've not really offered a massive outlet going forward. Like I said, I'm not going to sit in here and criticize him, but for me, Fred all day, man. I don't know why I didn't think of that at the start, but Fred for me is, and he's definitely been our most improved player for me. I think. Like I say, a lot of people wanted to get rid of him, and now he's one of the first on the team sheet for me.
Nigel says on Facebook, thank you to everyone for tuning in on Facebook. I know the community over there isn't as big as it is on YouTube at the moment, but thank you for getting involved. If you're on YouTube, go like the Facebook page after we're done here. Nigel says Maguire has made us much better defensively this year. He has been great. Darcy says McTominay deserves more praise than he's been getting. He's been outstanding. Just continues getting better and better every week. I actually think McTominay probably gets a lot of praise, because I see people say player of the season and stuff, and I wouldn't agree with that. He started the season pretty badly and he got better as it went along. He's a good squad player, but I don't know about player of the season. Don't agree with that one. Glenn saying, I am saying Rashford would have been if he hadn't been injured, but as he was, it's Fred for me. Mcguire doesn't get enough credit due to his huge transfer fee, says Prabhav. Yeah, and I think he didn't start the season well for me.
Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say, but when he first came in, I was thinking he's gonna be a beast at the back, and I just don't think that materialized. If he'd have done that,
I think it coincided with him getting the armband. He got better though, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, again, like I was saying about Wan-Bissaka's, he's been like a duck to water, but it's took a bit of time for Maguire to settle in. But he has had a big impact, and again, I think some of the effect he's had is not blatantly obvious in terms of just the little things he does. I think the fact that he can hold the ball at centre back, and he's not. He obviously can run with it, but it's like he gives us more options in the middle, and I think that probably goes a bit overlooked, and people probably don't appreciate that as much as effective as it is. But he's really good on the ball, and he's comfortable, and that's, as a United, I've growing up with watching Rio and stuff, he's just doing that normal. But yeah, I think I agree. Maguire's had a good season, but didn't start.
Ashley says Wan-Bissaka player of the season without a shadow of doubt. He's given away one penalty. That's the only thing he's done wrong all season. Adam says Maguire's still getting better all the time, which just reminds me, all this talk. I've interviewed Maguire recently, and the interview video was supposed to come out, but this pandemic thing messed it up. So that's good fun. Lee says AWB. Any more questions? We'll move on to another topic. Anything you thinking about? What's going on? Any final topics in your mind?
I don't know. To me, it's more obviously what happens if we come back here. What's people's midfield three gonna be? Pogba's back, McTominay's back, Matic has been in good form. Fred for me, like I say, is player of the year. Who are people saying for the midfield three? And that's what I want to know. Like I say, because for me, as good as Bruno's been, Pogba has been doing this. He's been doing what Bruno's been doing, but he just done that. He don't get the press. Like I said, Bruno has been class, to be fair, but like I said, I think Pogba's been doing similar things and just gets a lot of bad press. And I'll be interested to know what people think about what's the midfield three going to be. Because if it was me, I would go with Fred, probably McTominay and Pogba. Tell you the truth,
Bruno.
As good as Bruno has been,
no.
Oh, he's got to play after. I don't know. He's got to play. I don't know.
Bruno's better than McTominay, even
the,
in a deeper position.
But
McTominay ain't that.
But he's got that enthusiasm and
like
he's got that energy.
We need a better DM than Scott McTominay ain't a DM really. Fred ain't.
Yeah,
a DM,
that's what I'm saying.
really.
Nah,
Matic is the only one that is a proper out and out.
I think Fred can play there though. I think if you put him and McTominay in the middle, put Pogba in front of him. I don't know. How else are you fitting them into a team then?
Everybody's shocked. Everybody's shocked. The shock in the comment is mad.
Man said he's insane. Man said, man said he's the best midfielder in the world. Oh my life. No, I ain't gonna. No, but I'm saying, okay. So who are we saying then? Okay, saying Bruno's in that. Who are you dropping Pogba for Bruno? Yeah, is that what we're saying?
This is what you're doing. You've got to bring in Matic, Bruno, and Pogba. You play Bruno.
No Fred.
Or Fred, Bruno, and Pogba. You can't have no Bruno, and you can't have no Pogba.
So everyone who slew me, tell me what your midfield three is. Man, just put four there. Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say. Sacrifice, like that's what I'm saying. Sacrifice James. And
James ain't a sacrifice though. Has he been that good to be called a sacrifice? Really?
But he's gonna start. That's like that right wing berth will be his position. So it's like that's what I'm saying. I think you go with the midfield three of probably Fred, Pogba, McTominay, and then have Bruno. If when I play Pro Evo, yeah, when I play, that's what I pick. That's what I pick, innit? I pick that midfield three, and then I
go Matic, Pogba, Bruno. Listen to me. Like I think you're underestimating how good Bruno is. A little bit deeper as well, if he needs to be. And in terms of drifting forward, he's better than McTominay. Everything McTominay does good, I personally think. He covers the grass. Bruno, he covers the grass more. Yeah. He gets into challenges. He don't mind doing that business as well. I think at home, you can get away with Fred, Bruno, and Pogba. McTominay, Bruno, and Pogba. Away from home, it has to be Matic, Pogba, Bruno. Bruno Matic, further Pogba, up.
Bruno. I don't know. I think like Pogba needs to you need to push him further. Like he needs to be given. I know it's happened before. He's had more of a freer role, but I want him further forward, man. I can't deep Pogba. I can't. Blows my head off, man. Even to be fair though, even
now, but as a 4-3, you're playing a DM or like a central midfielder with two further forward. You have Bruno and Pogba drifting. Pogba can combat. Bruno can combat. You have a McTominay or a Fred or a Matic sitting in that position. Happy days. The competition is Fred, Matic, and Scott. Bruno and Pogba should start every game, says Jeremy Vea.
Man said Pereira, you know.
That is the only thing more outrageous today than your Bruno comment, bruv. That is the only thing more outrageous today than your Bruno comment, I think. Oh, God. I think, though, giving Matic a contract, this is where the problem comes, giving Matic a contract. Because we could get rid and sign a DM. We could sign a DM that actually fits there. And then Fred and McTominay can be the rotation for the Pogba, Bruno, and our new DM. That should be what's going on. But instead of giving Matic a contract,
that's just good business, isn't it? You're not gonna, if he's playing decent, you're not gonna let him leave for free, innit? Like, if you
we've seen him be finished before. Recently, he's been done for a bit.
Yeah, but he's another year's contract, man. You know, again, like they've got a certain wage bill. They're like they can just swallow him amongst that wage bill. If you're signing another defensive midfielder, we've not been splashing the cash anyway. So if you're telling me we're gonna just let him go and then hope that this board's gonna start giving him the cash to flipping recruit another DM, nah, I can't see it. Man. I'd give him the contract straight away. A year's contract, sweet mate. Like sign that. Like even if you don't play, it's minor because you're just going for free at the end of the season. But he's done enough to reward to get a new contract, in my opinion. 100%.
I just think some short memories out there. I think he has improved.
Who are people saying? Who are we saying? What's this midfield for? I've seen a couple in that, but like I say, Pogba, McTominay, Fred. I'd bring Bruno on. That's a massive impact sub from the bench. Like definitely impacting, man. You know what I'm saying? What's Man said they thought it was April 1st. Not April. I don't know what day it is, to tell you the truth, and like, I've lost the track.
I don't know what day it is anymore, man. I'm all over the gaffer.
Bro, I went to the shop yesterday. I went out, and obviously it must have been mad coincidence, but everyone was cheering me, bro. I was gonna upload the dash cam footage, to tell you the truth. I didn't realize I left my house at 8. I thought it was Wednesday, and everyone's cheering me going to the shop. Bro. I was like, yeah.
Did you start getting involved in that, or beeping your horn? Or?
I just turned up my music, man. Like, but then I'm thinking, yo, that's probably a bit disrespectful. And I don't know, like
some hardcore tunes coming out.
NHS, innit? Like, big up the NHS.
Someone said Declan Rice. I don't want it. Not even Ryan. Oh no, there's Rice at home, man. Forget it.
You're not a massive fan, innit?
Are you?
He's all right. The money they're talking for him is mad. Like, if you come through the youth, then you'd have him. But I just think they're talking 80 mil or something. Like, you're mad, mate. Like I said, I don't want to spend 80 mil on a defensive midfielder. We need another striker, right winger. Yeah, man. I
agree with Joel. He's basic. I'd rather McTominay than Declan Rice. To be totally honest with you. Any other topics that we can talk about that you might have an outrageous comment on? Because
bro, all I know is some of you, man, if you've got Pro Evo, I'm not really a FIFA man. But any of you, I don't even play this kind of thing where you do Man United against Man United, but I'll play any of y'all. I'm pro. I'll get FIFA if you want. I'll beat any of you with that midfield three. I'll tell you straight.
What console you on?
PS4.
I played the Man City FIFA 20 rep yesterday. The first game was peak. I got my arse handed to me, and then the second game I was winning 3-0 and we drew 5-5. I don't know how that happened.
That 3-0 lead slip on that, yeah.
Yeah, and then
back, man. Who was you playing in midfield and that? He was probably playing Matic.
But you know what's funny, yeah? When I brought on Fred, I was winning.
What did I tell him, man? What did I
tell
him?
I'm telling you, when I brought on Fred, I was winning. So that's where it went wrong. And then I drew the second game, and then I beat him in the third game. But the video is going to be out next week. Now we're going to do it again, another best of 3 soon. Because he's like he does his thing on Twitch and that, so he's a professional FIFA guy, I'm assuming. And I did all right still.
I tell you, I'm not in a FIFA player, but I'd make any man at that game.
Let's get Pez. Well, Pez. I reached out to Pez the other day because what I said to them was, "Can you get me a game save that is the end of the season currently as it is now, so I can do the rest of the season for content?" And they said no, but if we got any other ideas, holler them. So
I've got the game in it. I had to get the option file from PES Universe. That's banging as well, so it's all correct.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
Like I said, open invitation, like free smoke. You get me. Anyone who wants it, that midfield free or done off anyone's dance. You get me.
Give out your name now.
I can't even remember what my ad is. I'll put it next time. I'll put it in the comments.
It says bold it, ladies and gentlemen.
I swear, because my when I click on my PlayStation, my name there is different to what my PS at is or whatever. But I'll put it in the comments after this. Anyone who wants to smoke, bring it, bro. Bring it.
Oh. When do you think we're gonna get football again?
No, I have no idea. Like I thought it would be coming to an end because they were talking about UFC coming back on, and Disney just locked that off. So I think it's gonna be a while, bro. Speak, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
The Scottish League off till 10th of June or something.
Everything's off indefinitely, really, isn't it? We've even got a call the other day about the season tickets, and they were like, you can buy it now if you want to, but the deadline's been lifted. Like they don't know when the deadline is because they don't know when the season's going to end. They don't know if they have to refund us for games or not, so they're just leaving it all up in the air.
So I'm saying, I seen that the other day about the Scottish League. I think they said 10th of June. I was thinking if that's a Scottish League, and how's it going to work? Because certain players' contracts run out on the 1st of June. So how's that work? Are they going to have some indefinite stay or something, or you got to stay at your team till the league finishes?
There was a bit of talk about Igalo not being able to stay after the May the 31st as well.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He's likely not going to play for us again.
That's peak, man. He says like he's raw, unfortunate, man. Like, peak, man. But I'm sure obviously those whispers that obviously they're going to sign him permanently, and it like I don't know how true that is if you're getting offered 400 bag a week, and because I'll be going straight to the money, mate. Like,
sad times. Anyway, Straight Up MUFC is going to be on every single Friday at 8 o'clock or around that time. Me and D have a channel called Straight Up, which is where the name's from. The link's in the description below. Our last video was actually on wrestling, which you can probably tell by our t-shirts. But yeah, make sure you subscribe into that. Follow Dean on, is it at Straight Up D? Yeah.
I remember my Twitter at, and I just don't remember my PS4 one.
You put your Twitter at your thing, didn't I? And I haven't even put it. Let me just put your name. I'm gonna put your Twitter at on there. How do I do that now? Display name. I don't even know where that stuff. This is a pretty cool thing, but there's a lot of things that I don't know. Oh, there we go. So how do I take this comment off now?
Oh yeah, I see it now still.
Yeah, see it? That's good. So that's D's Twitter handle. The link is in the description below for Straight Up. Any final words, D? What is Dean's final thoughts?
Like the t-shirt says, if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for
You know what I was watching today? Yeah, you know when Austin needed a partner and badass Billy Gunn came out? That was sick.
Allow Billy Gunn, man. Road Dogg all day, you get me?
Road Dogg was the real OG, but
100%.
You know what disappointed me? You know I've been watching everything back over in it, Raw and all that. From like, I watched it from the Montreal Screwjob, so from when Shawn Michaels was a champ, and then he started his little thing with Austin and all that. So you see so many times Triple H is racist, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
that. Like, I want to know your opinion. Do you think it's the character or it's the person? Because we didn't even see that back then.
Yeah, obviously, like you listen to a lot of people like The Rock and that, you know what I'm saying, what they use. Obviously, you see a lot of the stuff that they did. You see, like when like The Rock says, if you again, when he says that bare times, yeah, they'd have a script and Triple H would just go off the script mad, just mugging, man. So obviously, a couple of times you see like you can watch him on YouTube where like The Rock just goes off script and starts just mugging, man. Like Triple H is a muppet, man, but obviously he's running stuff now and that. Like,
he was quite a sick like character back in the day. DX is quite mad, but yeah, Road Dogg was the main man.
But man just went with Stephanie and then just took over, taking a piss, man.
That was a shrewd move. Still went from China to Stephanie.
Good business move. R.I.P. to China, you get me?
Yeah, rest in peace, China. Mate, have you seen? What's her name? Not Sable, the other one.
Trish Stratus.
Sonny.
No.
She out here trying to sell her Snapchat, man. Shit's got real peak for her.
Nice, and that's still. I remember Trish Stratus, Stacey Keebler.
Yeah, hold tight, Trish Stratus. Lita was sick. The Hardy Boys were sick. Anyway, we'll keep that for Straight Up, not Adam McKola TV. So anyway, yeah, if you ain't down with Straight Up.
Man's put Ahmed Johnson. Old school.
That is old school. Yeah, your final word. Sorry for interrupting you.
Nah, man, just subscribe to the team, man. Support the real, innit? That's what we're saying.
We're out of here. Wait. Now we are.